What's up, everybody? It looks like we got our dump. We got our liquidation. This is a good thing. This is not a bad thing. This is a cleansing. You see these prices: 17%, 15%, 18% down, 20% down, 20%, 10%. This is a cleansing, right? So what this is doing is it's cleaning out all the leverage, all the bad stuff, and essentially it's resetting the market. So we got our A, B, C. I mean, perfect, right? It could have been something like this, but I'm kind of glad it just got it over with. Now, not to say that it's finished. We could, for example, like if we look at the small time frames here. And by the way, the Bitcoin fractal that we shared earlier today played out almost perfectly. So it looks like we got a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then an extended fifth, right? But we could always come back down and revisit the lows down here. So we've already went up quite a bit. I mean, we bounced immediately. We jumped 15% almost immediately. If you go to the 2-minute chart, look at that big, huge bounce. All the way from less than $2 all the way up to almost $2.30, like in less than 10 minutes, right? So, right. So we got a pullback here. So we could always come back down, revisit the low. If we come back and we break the low, then that would most likely be the end. But this is a pretty big bounce. Now, if we look at like Theta, there's another massive bounce to the upside. Look at Theta, by the way. We got an expanded flat. Look at that. A, B, C. That's an expanded flat. Look at this. Look at the wick. We came all the way back here and we back tested that. Right? So this is a flush. You never know when they're going to come. You don't know how extent they're going to be, right? It could have been a regular flat. That's why you track the small time frames and you see it coming down and then bam. Really quick flush to the downside. So this is a good thing, not a bad thing. This is a really good thing because now we have this move up and we have a three-way pullback. We back tested this area, right? So now we kind of want to build a little bit of a range on it and then continue. Because if you look right here, this is one big breakout. And then all we're doing is coming back down and we're back testing it. Right? So we're back testing it and we want a V bottom. Or we want to build some type of range. So we've already got a pretty big wick. I mean, we still got 4 hours left on the candle. Daily candle. You can see we got a pretty decent wick. Let's look at Bitcoin here. If you look at Bitcoin, it didn't even really move on the daily, right? But if you look closely, right, remember what we talked about. Here's a little clip here. Take a listen. Bitcoin, you can see we squeezed in here, we popped up, made a Bart Simpson head, came back down, same thing here. The difference is that we had this three-way pullback, but this actually took the top. It was a more complex B. And then you can see real closely here, if you look closely, we slam back down to the low. This same thing here, we slam back down to the low, and then we shot back up, and then pulled back. Shot back up, and then pulled back. Where did we pull back to? About the 236. Where's the 236? It's about 94, 95K, right around there. So there you go. So where did we pull back to? Let's see. Look at that. Right at 94K, 94, 95K. And we came right back down here. That's exactly what we were just talking about, just literally a few hours ago, right? And we couldn't have done it, right, without the fractal. That fractal really helped us out. By the way, I don't see anybody using that fractal because of it. It took the top out, right? But I still liked it because it was still a B wave. You still got the flush, you still got the retrace, and then you still got the revisit of the low, right? So now it's about building support and continuing higher. Now, could we continue further down? Yes. Would it negate the fractal? Pretty much. But if we did, it would essentially be A, B, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you'd get 5. Maybe taking this liquidity out right here and then continuing. So boom, boom, boom. There's your 3-wave move there. Right? So, but we're not there yet. It looks pretty good. That's a bullish hammer candle. Again, we got a lot of time left on the clock. If we zoom to the 10-minute chart, I mean, look at that. That's a pretty explosive the bull hammer candle, right? So that's a bullish hammer candle, reversal candle. So we'll see if this reversal is sustained or if it's a bounce. Again, we could come back. More than likely, we come back and we revisit like 50% of that wick, at least, right? Unless we break this top. If we break that top, then, probably not. But yeah, these are DCA areas all over the place. So anyways, just a quick update. Look at Bome. Look what we got here with Bome. Look at this. We got an A, B, C. We talked about the possibility of it being an ABC, right? Because it was a 3-wave move. We could have came back to revisit the low. We flushed the low, but we came back up. Now we're holding support. So you could look at it as a diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a 1 right there. And then we have an ABC. There's a 2. And then we're going to continue, hopefully, to the upside. Same thing with dog. Same thing, I mean, if we look at Theta, right? Theta, we were just literally talking about this not that long ago. We actually came right down here. We back tested this area, right? We have an expanded flat. So that's all we want to hold the line here, right? We built this base. We broke out. We had a 3-way pullback and we back tested. So this is the spot here we need to hold. So I'm taking advantage and DCAing. So, but that'll do it. We'll check back in tomorrow and see what we got here. But again, it might not be finished completely, right? Because, we got a big bounce. But again, we could come back and revisit these lows. But it's all about the bottoming process. If we can build like a base down here or a range, if we break the low, but then quickly come back up, we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So it kind of depends, but I think we're getting much closer, but that'll do it. Not financial advice, and I will catch you on the next one.